Talking about the West Coast, I'm the face of it. Gangsta designer clothes, I'm the face of it. I told them hoes to get low, I'm the face of it. I put on the bros, I'm the face of it. Drove the way back to the block, I'm the face of it. Dissing all the ops, I'm the face of it. Hard bottoms, white socks, I'm the face of it. We gon' do this one for hip hop. I'm on some thirsty shit. I want the recognition on some thirsty shit. I want the recognition on some thirsty shit. I want the recognition, clout chasing. Do everything different, I diss 'em. They be tryna put me in the box. I be steady tryna tell these bitch niggas they not. They be tryna say I'm only urban, I say I'm pop. They be like, how you figure that? I say I'm hot, bitch.
We're back at it again with another one. Subscribe and like if you like the videos. And guys, we got commentary, we got playthroughs, we got amazing things happening. I hope you are not too hyper today because we're getting low and slow. At the beginning here, I'll go ahead and do our spoiler review. Don't we love the spoiler review? It's pretty fun. I'll keep it pretty short this time. Today what we're doing is getting back into the storyline with the Melsandy village story. It's a pretty fun one. This time we're not going to deal with Mishua, of course, because she knows who she is. And we're in the true land. So this is where the game kind of tapers off. And a lot of people fall off because you do have to repeat these areas just in different contexts with some of the same characters, but some characters are new. Right, as you can see here, the grandpa's still here. But essentially what happens here is we're gonna deal with this sickly little girl, which is kind of fitting today because I am sick myself. I have a little bit of a sore throat. But rain, sleet, or snow, I will get these episodes out to you guys. No worries. No worries about my health. I'm a bit of a psychopath, so I really don't care how I feel. I just kind of work through it. But anyways, the sickly girl who we're gonna meet right now, she likes to read stories and tell stories. So she has this storybook about what happens apparently in this town from ages past. The sage and whatnot, and she prophesizes things and whatnot. And she's basically going to tell us where to go, what to do, all that good stuff. We're gonna basically be following her quest lines. Eventually, we're gonna go to the cave, the underground. We're gonna see those little angry bunnies one more time. And then she eventually gets kidnapped by the evil lady that was ruling the cave, who was basically the ringleader for the rabbits, right? She gets kidnapped by her. She is a lady villain. And then we have to go rescue her from the palace there. But basically it's prophesizing the end. And telling the story of the great hero Zankron, which we've met before. We met him in the False World. I believe that's where he was imprisoned as well. But we're gonna see him, and then Zankron's gonna help us rescue the girl when she gets kidnapped and stuff. That's a little basis of what's going on here. There's not too much deeper lore that we can get into now, but once we finish off the rest of this quest line, it's a little bit of a guiding quest. Once we finish off the rest of that, we'll have a little bit more lore pieces to delve into as far as the villain and her motivations. But for now, that's all you really need to know. I'll get on to my story topics of the day. And we're going to split this up a couple parts here because this is a pretty long one. It's about 2 hours, so split this one up. In this one, I'm probably just going to discuss story spoilers and a little bit of this first topic, okay? So like I said, I am a little sick. Please forgive me. The throat is extremely sore. So it is a little hard to talk right now, but I'm still doing my thing, getting these wonderful pieces of content out to you here. So I hope you enjoy. Once again, drop that like. Rain, sleet, or snow, I'll be here. So no worries if you don't. If you come back, There's always another chance. So as we travel through the fields, fight some imps here for the quest, I'll go ahead and discuss my life path, because that's what we're talking about today. Good old life path, you know what I'm saying? Um, and this is a fun topic to discuss, I think, because it's just something you should know. It kind of reminds me of horoscopes. You know, not something you can like intrinsically believe as fact or whatever. I do think it is kind of dumb, just like horoscopes. But I do believe this is information that you just should know. You know, sometimes it's congruent with our lifestyle, sometimes it's not. Who really cares? You know, you just see how things add up, really. So I feel like having this information is better than not. And strangely enough, I don't feel like it's talked about a lot in the gaming space, certainly, but not in YouTube in general. So life paths, guys. Let me give you guys a little bit of a rundown on this. How you calculate this is basically by adding all of your birth numbers together. So for me, I'm March 26, 1996. And I basically add, 3 to 8 plus what's 1996? That's 10 uh 15, 25. I add 25 to 8. That gives me 33. And then I add the 33 to the 3. It gives me 36. And then you would add both of those numbers together. You add 36 together to get 9. And everybody has one life path number. It's 1 through 9. And that sort of tells you what you are here. Well, I mean, I think there are like different types. Like if you get a repeating number, then you are like 33, or whatever. But yeah, I'll go ahead and get into some of mine, and I'll give you some details on if it is congruent with my lifestyle or not. Just for fun here, just for funsies. While we travel through the windmill one more time, I think we're cleaning at the outside of it, or fixing it right here. Yeah. So we'll let Chrono do that. Life paths number 9 are characterized as being deeply empathetic and understanding, and are often drawn to social causes and humanitarian work, which makes sense for me. I mean, I am doing this to teach people. I feel like it's a little bit of a humanitarian job. Social causes, I feel like I've been drawn to like a few social things in life, but I don't know. I'm very independent, very introverted as well, so I guess social causes as in like, saving the environment and stuff. Like I do recycle, but I don't know. That's kind of like idealistic and visionary. I'd say, yeah, I do. So possess a strong vision for a better world, driven by their ideals, often seen as dreamers. I've definitely gotten a lot of this, just because I think consistency, hard work will change your life eventually. I do get a lot of the whole visionary, the dreamer logic and whatnot. Because I don't think it's bad to obsess over being the greatest entertainer of all time. I think it's just a delusion that I choose to live by. There's not much more to it. Anyways, creative and artistic. Well, yeah. You guys see, I make music at the beginning of every one of these episodes. Of course, this is not all I make, but it's what I've been delving into recently, and I'm definitely enjoying it. Creative mind. Let's see. May enjoy art, writing, gardening, cooking, or crafts. I'd say I enjoy all that, except for gardening. Gardening kind of sucks. I mean, maybe I just suck. Maybe I just suck. That's probably more pertinent than I realized. But yeah, that's pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate. And then here we go. Evolved and wise. Now I like this one. Yeah, I do consider myself wise, but for a while I really didn't. And I feel like that's just the curse of being wise. Because I feel like I was never dumb, right? I was never an idiot. But just because I hadn't accumulated enough knowledge, I didn't, fully embody that nature of the guru yet. But yeah, they are often considered old souls with a natural depth of understanding and wisdom beyond their years. Yeah, I can't really recall a time when people are like, "Oh, Marcus, you're so unwise." I don't know if people say that, but maybe unwise people say that. Um, let's see here. The next one. Another trait is they're generous and giving. See, now I've had to tone this down a lot, so I'd say this is a really accurate. But I mostly, because I'm broke, I've always been broke. I mostly just gave people my time. And I didn't realize how crazily valuable that was, So now I've just been working on this, just playing a whole MMO by myself. And editing the videos, teaching myself new things, becoming the guru and all that stuff. And I feel like it's just giving again, just to people I don't know. But when you give to people that you do know, they tend to very easily take advantage of you. Not because they see you as weak, but you're just kind of there, And people don't realize that betrayal is the default. Loyalty is the exception. So, whenever people do bad things to you just because you're a generous, nice person, just it's just life. It's just the way life is supposed to be, and really take note of that and just become wiser next time. Just become wiser next time, but don't block yourself out and become too hurt. Just hold your time to yourself a little bit more. I do realize that you can't like excommunicate everyone, of course, but when you have a really good vibe and you realize you have a really good vibe and people don't hate you, um I'd say, just delve to be by yourself a lot. Honestly, I get a lot of positive feedback from the world, and it feels really weird when I come home and I feel terrible every day. So I feel like to congruentize that, I have to make myself feel better. And how are you gonna do that? You gotta spend some time with uno mochucho. So yeah, generous and giving, just extremely giving. Like if I have it and you're a good friend, I would have definitely given it to you at the right time. But not too much anymore. And then the last little trait that we have here is this thirst for knowledge and experience. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I can definitely get this. This is one of the main reasons why I haven't kept a job for like 3 years straight. Usually whenever I get a new job, I work there for like a good year, 2 years, and then I mean like I just open up my damn Indeed app, open up a couple applications, or strangely enough, sometimes people just find me at the job I'm working, recruit me, and then I'm working at a different place. But yeah, usually that's my timeline, and it's not because I start hating the people I work with or problems or anything like that. At least you have a good time with my coworkers. But it's usually just because I have this thirst for knowledge, thirst for more money, more praise, more acknowledgement, and most importantly, more skills. Maybe not even more acknowledgement as much as more skills. I just want to be able to do more so that people can't tell me shit. Because I already know it. Because I hate being told to do things, but I also don't hate teaching people to do things. So it's weird. I don't want to be a leader, but I naturally act like one. Most jobs that I go to, I don't, run for the management position because of this. Because like I'm already gonna be leading, essentially. Unless I get hired as a manager, I don't usually work up to it because it's gonna be weird for me personally. Just the transition from leading by example to now actually policing and working over people's shoulders. I don't like that transition essentially. It feels weird to me to get upgraded, especially when I know my peers. So that's just me though. And personally, I think, and this is just my opinion, personally, I think that if you are at any job at all, retail, food, whatever, and let's say like you're part-time, you're just like a regular retail associate. Let's say you're full-time, but yeah, you're part-time. If you're working there for like a year, you should know the ins and outs of it. Most of it, basically. You should know how the operation is run. Like if you're handed the manager helm, it shouldn't take you more than like a week to get all the new tasks down. You should already know everything else like by hand. But that's just me. That's just how I work. A lot of people go to work and turn their brains off for some reason. Like they don't it doesn't matter here or something like that. Or I just go there to relax or something. Like no, dog, we're making money. We're making money. Like imagine if I just showed up to this job I didn't think about anything I said. I just, gurgled on the mic a little bit. I was coughing and sneezing. I turned the mic on and I just made coffee. It doesn't make sense. You have to, you get what you put into it, essentially. You don't have to. I'm not throw things on you guys like give you tasks to do, give you homework or anything. You don't have to if you don't want to. You're just gonna stay in the same place for a long time, and that's okay. Some people like where they are, but I don't. I do not. So let's go on. Let's move on. We have some traits. Or not, we went through some traits. We have some potential challenges, and then we have some career paths, and then I'll go ahead and stop this one here. We've been going for about 15 minutes, so I guess I'll make this like a 20-minute one, okay? So, potential challenges. Overly idealistic. Yeah, man. But I feel like this can be a challenge and a pro at the same time. So, overly idealistic, they can sometimes be too idealistic and struggle with the realities of the world. I do have this. And I feel like this has led me to a lot of really crazy realizations, like the fact that I really don't want a girlfriend. I just want the idea of a girlfriend, which means the AI thing is probably going to be really good for me, which is sad. Like I don't like that reality that an AI girlfriend is probably going to be way more efficient than actually having to deal with a real person. Mostly because I just compromise too much, and I really just don't care. I just don't care. And the problem with women is that they love the nonchalant guy, but if I don't care and I just give you whatever you want, then you're not gonna like me eventually. You're gonna be like, well, this guy's weak. He's a fucking pushover, so I don't fucking, it's happened to me before. I know it. And if I go the opposite direction and give you none of what you want, then you're fucking obsessed with me. And it makes no sense, guys. It makes absolutely no sense. But that's the way the dating game is now, especially in America. So anyways, moving on, my idealisticness is pretty bad. I struggle with reality, all that good stuff. But if you're a little delusional, if you're a little obsessed, it can help you. I will admit that. I will admit that. If you want to be great at anything, you have to be a little delusional, a little bit obsessed. You have to, let reality take a little bit of a backseat while you go ham. You have to. I mean, like, how the fuck am I gonna beat the other 4 versions of this game? I have to go a little crazy. I have to be a little overly idealistic on how fast I'm doing this. Because I said like 5 years a couple parts ago, but oh no, we're moving kind of slow right now. Anyways, another one is I may be a little self-righteous. Yeah, so oftentimes I come across as very patronizing. I think I've mentioned this before in the videos as well. But just, the natural result of trying to teach people things is that you're going to get a lot of naysayers, you're going to get a lot of, I don't see it that ways. And, as much as I try to come off as a chill, casual guy, I really do try to teach people a lot in every situation, but not directly. You know what I'm saying? Like just embody the lesson a little bit, to not be boring and to not have it come off as patronizing. But I do value that. I value the lessons I learn, so I try to push that onto other people, and sometimes that does come off as patronizing. And then another one, being overwhelmed and disillusioned. Yeah, I definitely get this. I thought it was because of my intelligence at some point. But yeah, life is really bad. Existing is really bad. Ooh, that was a good fart. And that's why I tend to play a lot of video games. It's just escapism. It's the escapism. But we can turn this escapism to a couple dollars in the future. So, I hope you guys are finding pleasure from having me jump through this little Japanese game. Chrono wise here, get a little SNES nostalgia. We're almost halfway through this one. We're gonna do a little bit of this dungeon. We're gonna meet the Jack Jammies, and then we're gonna leave. And then our last potential challenge here, while we finish up the Halloween dungeon, is the emotional sensitivity. Yeah, so I've kind of had to do the guy thing because I remember being a very sensitive guy and very very attached to people, and that has just sparked to this age of massive disengagement and detachment. You know what I'm saying? Just like no friends, just grind mode, just me, just working out. just saving money, no hangouts. You know what I'm saying? It's sparked this mode because I used to be so attached to people of how good my relationships were. You know, just so sensitive to everything people said and all this shit, and then I would push that on to people. So I would be like, oh no, I'm not, feeling bad, and then it would pop up somewhere else to someone else. You know what I'm saying? A common thing with this for me was with the ladies, with the girls, you know what I'm saying? I would be hoeing over here and then trying to have a real relationship over here, and I'd be getting sensitive about the stuff that the one chick said to me, and then I hold it in, and then I get over here and then say to this, it'd be weird. I'll crash out a lot. I'll crash out a lot. Um, I just realized that that stress really isn't worth it. You really just have to detach. You really have to let go. As a life path number 9, that is the hardest lesson you will learn. I swear to God, man. I swear to God, man. But not being too attached to your results with relationships. You just have to be yourself. I was compromising way too much. I was letting go of all my morals just for people to like me, and it's just not worth it in the end. It's just not worth it because in the end, you want to like yourself, and you're not gonna know who the fuck it is if you keep changing it for everybody. You're not gonna know. Just like literally almost 2 years ago, I was like, I have no idea who I am. I have no idea. I don't know because I've compromised so much. I don't know how I feel like acting. I feel like acting how the person in front of me wants to act, and because I'm this weird life path number 9, I automatically can just sense. I can sense. People can say like 2 words to me, and I can pick up a vibe and just attach to it. Like an enzyme essentially. And if people are feeling bad and I don't feel like making them feel better, I can attach to that too and be like, well, we'll just be sad here. We'll just be angry here, whatever. But I tend not to because 2 wrongs don't make it right. Two negatives don't make a positive. I actually think they do, and 2 negatives make a positive in science. I'm gonna need a fact check on that. Leave it in the comments. Leave it in the comments. But let's go over some possible career paths here while I end this off. So career paths: humanitarian social work. No. Okay. Well, I guess this is kind of humanitarian work. I mean, it's a free video. So you're learning things. I don't know. Compassion and desire to help others naturally leads them to careers in social work, nonprofit organizations, or humanitarian aid. I do have this natural passion to help others, and in life, that's kind of just led me to do a lot of favors for friends, quote unquote friends that are like my besties or whatever. But yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I do like helping people. That's like one of my favorite things. Anyways. Creative fields, yes, we know. I'll do art, writing, music, other creative fields, blah, blah, blah. Teaching and education. Wow, crazy that I'm over here on this teaching fucking and education videos. Insane. So you can be a mentor, sharing the wisdom and knowledge, and spiritual or philosophical pursuits. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That's kind of what we get into here a little bit as well. Spiritual awareness and deeper meanings can lead them to spiritual guidance, counseling, or philosophy. I was going to say philosophy. So that's it, guys. We're done. These are the traits of the life path number 9, which is what I am. So we figured it out. I'm gonna go take a nap. It's like 5:49. I'm gonna try and get out of work today, guys, because this cold is really making it hard for me to talk for longer periods of time. So it's not gonna be terrible because I do retail, and honestly, when you're in retail, the less you talk and the more you let other people talk, it's kind of better. So, but I'm gonna see if I can get out of work. Because I don't want to go. Okay. All right. Everyone have a good day, and I will see you in the next part when we finish up Melsandy and nobody gets kidnapped. Okay. Yep. Totally. Subscribe, like, and I'll see you next time.